Welcome everyone to the 2026 Girl Scout Cookie Program Family Information Meeting. Before we get started, I want to let you all know that the information being given is accurate based on what we know right now. Keep in mind that cookie season is unpredictable, so things could change at the drop of a hat. Please make sure you are reading all communications from the troop thoroughly to stay up to date on what is going on. Thank you for viewing this recording, and thank you for devoting your time to support your Girl Scout and our troop in this year's cookie program. If you have any questions after viewing the recording, please feel free to ask. Let's start with a basic overview of the Girl Scout cookie program. So why do we participate in the Girl Scout cookie program? There are three basic reasons. First of all, our troop earns $1 per package to help us pay for our troop meeting space, supplies, activities, awards, volunteer training, and basically everything that we do is paid for by the money earned from the cookie program. Additionally, our council, GSGLA, earns funds that help pay for program, property maintenance, volunteer training, and things like that. And then lastly, Girl Scouts learn real life skills that will help prepare them for life right now and in their future. These are known as the 5 skills for girls. They are goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. For more information about the 5 skills for girls, you can check out the flyer by clicking on the link found on the cookies page of our troop website. So again, participation in the Girl Scout Cookie Program is optional. However, the funds earned through the cookie program are used by our troop to pay for everything we do. By participating in the cookie program, your Girl Scout is helping to offset the cost of activities so that less money needs to come out of your pockets to pay for their participation in Girl Scouts. Any junior in our troop in the calendar year 2025 had the opportunity to participate in all of these activities listed on the screen, which added up to a total cost of $713. So, based on our troop financial policies and your Girl Scouts participation in the cookie program, the troop could have paid for them to do all of this. Keep in mind, this total does not include the costs of our meeting space or activity supplies, our service projects, awards and patches, or necessary volunteer training, which are all also covered by money earned through the Girl Scout Cookie program. This fun activity cost total is more than we would normally spend in an average year because we have still been catching up from COVID when we were not be able to do in-person activities for so long. So now our troop bank account is spent down to those pre-COVID levels. So going forward, we likely will not spend this much on each Girl Scout in a single year unless we happen to have a really, really good cookie season. The mascot for the 2026 cookie program is Merit, the endangered black-footed ferret, and the theme is Brave, Fierce, Fun, which is the same theme as the fall product program. A few fun facts about black-footed ferrets. The black-footed ferret is one of North America's most endangered animals, meaning there are not many of them in the wild. And a group of ferrets is called a business, which is perfect for our Girl Scout entrepreneurs. The majority of last minute information and reminders during the cookie program will come through the band app. There will be many band posts, many during the cookie program, and sometimes there might even be multiple posts in a day. Please make sure that you have your band notifications turned on so that you don't miss any important messages or updates. Also, please make sure that you read all posts thoroughly and reply accordingly if necessary. Other important information about the cookie program may be found on our troop website. As always, feel free to contact me outside of troop meetings if you have any questions about anything throughout the cookie program. Here is an overview of important dates of the 2026 cookie program. All of these dates are also posted on our important dates Google Calendar. Please pay attention to cookie return and money due dates. Girl Scouts can earn award pins each year while working in connection with their family to grow their skills during the Girl Scout Cookie Program. As mentioned earlier, the Girl Scout Cookie Program is about so much more than just selling cookies. It truly gives each Girl Scout the opportunity to learn important life skills. So, by actively involving your family in the Girl Scouts experience, you will make the benefits of the program so much more for them. We highly encourage all Girl Scouts to work with their family to earn a Cookie Entrepreneur Family Pin this year. Keep in mind that starting at the cadet level, earning the pin does require earning one of the cookie badges as well. We did do that at our troop meeting back in December on the 7th. So if your Girl Scout was not there that day and they wish to earn the pin, they will have to do a cookie badge on their own. The requirements for your Girl Scout can be found on our troop website. Please ensure that your Girl Scout completes all activities and turns in proof of completion no later than Sunday, March 29th. Now, part of participating in the cookie programs is making sure to know and follow all rules, procedures, policies, and guidelines. This is part of the business ethics aspect of the 5 skills for girls. It is each Girl Scouts and their parents' responsibility to make sure that rules are being followed at all times. If a troop, Girl Scout, or parent is caught breaking rules or going against procedures, our council, Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles, may apply consequences, which could include taking away a Girl Scouts or our troop's proceeds, taking away the opportunity for booth sales, or taking away a Girl Scouts rewards. Remember the Girl Scout law. Girl Scouts are honest and fair, responsible for what they say and do, and respect authority. They are a sister to every Girl Scout. Our founder, Juliet Lowe, said, right is right even when nobody else is doing it. So the goal is to inspire compliance with the rules and equity for all Girl Scouts because it is the right thing to do. Two of the biggest issues we have every year are selling early and selling where you are not supposed to. If you have any questions about rules, policies, or procedures, feel free to ask at any time. If you are unsure about if it's okay to sell somewhere or in a specific way, please ask before doing so. All right, let's move on to the cookies. So our new cookie for the 2026 Girl Scout Cookie Program is the Explor'mores, which is a Rocky Road inspired cookie filled with flavors of chocolate, marshmallow, and toasted almond cream. Girl Scouts did get the opportunity to try this cookie if they were at our meeting on either December 7th or December 14th. They will also have the opportunity to try this cookie if they attend the cookie kickoff on Sunday, January 11th. This year, the Girl Scout s'mores have been discontinued and they've been replaced with the Explor'mores. The rest of the cookie lineup is the same as it was last year. Toffee-Dastics cost $7 a package. Everything else is $6 a package. There are 12 packages in every case. Remember, we use the term package for an individual package of cookies and case for a box, a case filled with 12 packages of cookies. We do not use the word box because it is too confusing. So it's packages and cases. The packaging of each cookie focuses on the go-getter, innovator, risk taker, and leader in every Girl Scout. There are 2 cookie bakers that manufacture Girl Scout cookies. So the other baker is known as ABC Bakers, and Little Brownie Bakers is the one that our council, GSGLA, uses. So the cookies that our Girl Scouts sell are the ones that you see here on the screen. Keep in mind that Toffee-Tastics are gluten-free. They are one of the highest selling gluten-free cookies in the US. All Little Brownie Baker cookies contain no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial colors, and no trans fats. The 5 classic flavors of cookies plus Adventurefuls and Explor'mores are offered by both bakers, although the recipes are different, so they do not necessarily taste exactly the same. And a few of them do have different names. So like we call tagalongs, they call peanut butter patties, for example. Now, ABC Bakers also sells lemonades, which is a shortbread cookie with a lemon frosting compared to our Lemon Ups. They have a completely different free cookie. It's a chocolate chip caramel something or other. Now, since Orange County, San Bernardino County, and Riverside County all sell ABC Baker cookies, you will likely receive questions about them often because we are very close to those locations. The simplest thing to say is just not all Girl Scouts sell the same cookies. Okay, a few years ago, we used to have a cookie. Our 10th cookie was called Cookies. It was called Gift of Caring. It was rebranded as Cookies for the Community in 2023 to kind of better reflect what this is actually offering. So Girl Scouts need to think of Cookies for Community as our 10th variety of cookies. Cookies for the Community donations are $6 a package. We never need to handle the cookies. We simply collect the money. This is a great way for your customers to support Girl Scouts and other great organizations without consuming any calories. This is a good option for people on restricted diets. However, Girl Scouts should ask every customer if they'd like to donate a box of cookies to Cookies for the Community for $6. At the end of the program, the cookies are delivered to one of the great organizations with which GSGLA partners. Many customers who don't want to buy cookies will still donate if Girl Scouts just remember to ask them. There are receipts available for this tax-deductible donation. that can be downloaded from our troop website. Girl Scouts can also earn specific Cookie for the Community rewards. We are encouraging Girl Scouts to set a personal Cookies for the Community goal. Keep in mind that a customer does not need to donate the entire $6 for a package, even a dollar or 50 cents or whatever. And at the end, it all adds up and it equals packages of cookies. Now, here are some Cookies for the Community data from previous years. So between 2018 and 2019, there was a huge jump in the number of packages of Cookies for the Community. We almost doubled. And that is because in 2019, that was the first year that we really started pushing a focus on Cookies for the Community, which was called Gift of Caring at that time. So that increased focus, it really did help increase our sales. We almost doubled. However, many of our Girl Scouts are still not participating in the Cookies for Community program. While our per Girl Scout average of Cookies for Community has increased every year, the majority of those sales are still coming from just a few Girl Scouts. Last year we had one Girl Scout who sold over 100 and another one who sold just under 100. So people are willing to donate. We have found this based on, our sales numbers. Every time there's a new way to ask for Cookies for Communities donations, the sales go up. So for example, in 2021, this was the first time that customers can order cookies online and pay for them online. And Cookies for the Community, again, at that time, Gift of Caring, was an option on there. People saw it, they knew that it existed, and they chose to donate. Before that, they were not donating because Girl Scouts were not necessarily asking them, so they did not know that it existed. So it's just up to the Girl Scouts to make that extra ask for their customers to donate. And then in 2023, our donations went up again because for the first couple of weeks of the cookie program, customers who were ordering their cookies shipped, their only option was Cookies for Community because the shipped orders were delayed. So again, customers were willing to make that donation. They just need to know that it is an option. So it's just the Girl Scouts' responsibility to ask. So we would like for every Girl Scout to set that goal to push for those Cookies for the Community sales. They should be asking every customer if they would like to make a donation. Again, it doesn't need to be a full $6. It could be a dollar. It could be 50 cents, whatever. It all adds up at the end and transfers to packages of Cookies for Community. These sales do count towards Girl Scouts overall rewards. We get proceeds for them. And then again, Girl Scouts can earn special Cookies for the Community rewards as well. So there's really no downside to encouraging your Girl Scouts to ask every customer to donate to Cookies for the Community. Our troop set our Cookies for the Community goal this year as 1,555 packages. Okay, so this year our pickup location and date is still unfortunately not known. Where our service unit is picking up cookies location is changing and the date hasn't been set yet, but we might still be picking up at the warehouse. It just depends on what we're able to work out with the warehouse. So I'm in contact with our product program manager from council. She's going to let me know as soon as she has the final information, and then I will pass that on to everybody. But unfortunately, at this time, we do not know for sure where, when, or even where our pickup will be. It will, however, be sometime between January 30th and February 1st, is for sure will be one of those days. We will again be renting a U-Haul. However, we will likely still need a few larger vehicles and definitely plenty of labor to help load cookies at the location and unload them at my house, especially if our pickup ends up not being at a warehouse, because if it's not at the warehouse, we will have to hand load all the cookies instead of using the forklift. So we will need lots of labor. We are renting the U-Haul through Sunday, so some of the cookies will stay on there since they won't all fit in my house. And then we'll be unloading them in 2 shifts, hopefully some on Saturday afternoon and some on Sunday afternoon. That will change, obviously, if our pickup ends up not being until Sunday. All kids and all adults are welcome to help unload at my house, but kids should be willing and able to help and not get in the way. Girl Scout membership is not required. If we do end up picking up from the warehouse, they do prefer that there is not kids around. However, we have had kids in the past and they have never questioned it. They've never stopped them from helping. Again, they do not need to be registered Girl Scouts. Any adult, any kid who's able to carry a case of cookies is able to come help. So even though Girl Scouts may not begin delivering or selling cookies until Sunday, February 1st, again, no in-person sales or any deliveries can take place until Sunday, February 1st. We should hopefully have cookies available for pickup starting on the afternoon of Saturday, January 31st. This is going to depend on when we pick them up, but that is still the plan as of now. So if you are, so Saturday afternoon or Sunday morning, you should be able to get your cookies. That way, Girl Scouts can jump right in on the first and start making those deliveries and in person sales. Now, if you are unsure of what you should initially start with, it is highly, highly recommended that you take whatever cookies orders you have on Digital Cookie for Girl Delivery and kind of round them up to the next case and use that as your jumping off point for what to pick up. With the exception of Toffee Tastics, we do recommend picking up no more than 4 extra Toffee Tastics. So if you've sold 3, you might want to pick up 1 or 2 more, but definitely not more than that. But all other varieties, if you've sold 5 of one and 10 of another and 11 of something and or whatever, if you round up to the next full case, that just kind of gives you a good starting point. Now, if your Girl Scout does not choose to use Digital Cookie, so you don't really have any orders yet when it comes to pickup time, and you just have absolutely no idea what you should pick up, this is our basic starting inventory that we recommend people start with. It's a good mix of the varieties and, at the percentages they tend to sell. So if you just have no idea, we do recommend this pickup. But again, if you're using Digital Cookie, you're already going to have that starting point idea of what cookies are selling in what varieties. Now, if your Girl Scout has sold cookies with our troop previously, so this is their second, third, whatever year, then they can pick up whatever cookies have been paid for online, so any digital cookie sales, plus up to 15 extra cases. So it's about $1,000 worth of cookies. Now, if this is your Girl Scouts first year selling with the troop, you may not pick up any more than 7 cases of unpaid for product, which is about $500 worth of cookies. So again, whatever you sold online, because that's already paid for, and then up to 7 additional cases, about $500. Keep in mind that no more than 6 cases, which is 72 packages, of cookies may be returned, and no more than 3 packages total of Toffee Tastics may be returned or exchanged at any time. We'll go into the specifics of exchanges and returns a little later, but keep in mind you don't want to pick up a bunch of cookies and end up getting stuck with them. So start out small and you can always come back and pick up more as you sell. Now, if your Girl Scout has any digital cookie orders to fill, you're going to fill them out of what you pick up that first time. So again, plan for everything that's already sold and then add on any extra you want. Please come ready to pick up knowing exactly what you want to receive. So all online sales and then any additional inventory, it should already be added into one total. This is what I'm picking up. I will only do one transaction for your pickup, so it must include everything that you want in one pickup. So combine it all together. I do recommend full cases just for easier handling, with the exception of Toffee Tastics. Now, all cookie pickups will be by sign up through our signup.com page on January 31st and the morning of February 1st. Most of the cookies will still be in the U-Haul, so you will likely be responsible for pulling your order out of the U-Haul when you arrive. If you pick up on Sunday evening or anytime after that, the cookies will already be out of the U-Haul and likely in my dining room, so you may have to pull your order from the house if it is not ready when you arrive. Please come prepared. Again, know ahead of time what you will be picking up, total what you are picking up. If you want extra cookies, add that into your pickup before you start pulling your order. We only want to write one receipt just because it saves a lot of time. We don't want to do multiple transactions. The more prepared you are, the smoother things will go. Absolutely no money will be collected on Saturday, January 31st. You should not have any money to turn in at that point. So if you do have money to turn in on February 1st, because maybe later on in the day, because you sold or delivered some stuff in the morning and collected money, please make sure that you sign up for 2 pickup appointments on that day to compensate for the extra time required to count money. Now, after February 1st, starting the 2nd and going forward, the appointments were made longer to compensate for the extra time needed for collecting money. But on Sunday, February 1st, they are shorter. So if you do have money to turn in, make sure you sign up for 2 appointments to compensate for that. All right, rewards and proceeds. What do Girl Scouts earn by participating in the program? So, in addition to our troop receiving that $1 per package of cookies that we already talked about, Girl Scouts can earn a variety of awards. The initial order reward this year is a black-footed ferret charm that hangs, kind of dangles from the participation patch. Girl Scouts who actively assist with cookie pickup and unloading, attend our Cookie Palooza event on Sunday, February 1st, and or assist with reorganizing cookies in my dining room as necessary will earn that charm. They will receive the charm with their other cookie rewards. But again, they either have to assist with cookie pickup and unloading, attend our Cookie Palooza event, or help me reorganize and restack cookies in my dining room throughout the program as necessary. In addition to that SOI ferret charm, SIO ferret charm, Girl Scouts may receive additional charms that hang from the participation patch. There's the email charm for sending 18 or more valid emails through Digital Cookie. There's a social media charm, social media share charm for sharing on social media through the Digital Cookie platform. There's a cookies for the community charm for selling 12 or more cookies for the community packages. And then there's a number charm at the highest reward level of cookies sold, starting at 170. Now, Girl Scouts will receive a fall product and cookie combo patch if they met the requirements for the fall product program, which they created their avatar, sent those 18 emails, and sold $250 in product. They set up their digital cookie storefront for cookies and send those 18 or more emails and then sell at least 295 packages. They'll earn that combo patch. Now, Girl Scouts can also earn rewards for selling cookies for the community packages and using Digital Cookie. Keep in mind that using the Take a Customer Payment feature, which we will go over later, does not count towards Digital Cookie sales. Our troops can also earn rewards based on our per Girl Scout average. If our troop averages 290 packages, we will receive an extra $15 per Girl Scout. If we average 355 packages, each Girl Scout will receive a Cookie Crew hat for every that if they sold in the program. And if we average 400 packages per Girl Scout, we will receive an additional $10 per Girl Scout, which is $25 total. Now, usually one of our troops will reach the averages, but the other one might only reach one or two of them. Last year, both of our troops reached all three of these PGA goals. We had an amazing cookie program last year, so they did really well. Now, Girl Scouts will receive participation patch for selling 24 packages total, including any cookies for community. All rewards earned are cumulative, so Girl Scouts will earn the reward for the highest level sold plus everything under that. So, for example, if they reach that 550 level, they'll get the choice at that level. They'll get the beach towel, the crossbody bag, the plush, the t-shirt, the water bottle, the jewelry case or choice of donation, the pop-in charms, and the patch. So they are cumulative. Every year, two of the most desirable prizes are the t-shirt and the stuffed animal. This full listing of the available cookie program rewards can be found on the back of the Girl Scout order card and on our council website or in the cookie information handout that your Girl Scout received when she received her order card. Now, a few of the reward levels, like that 550 level that I mentioned, have a few options that Girl Scouts can choose from. So at some reward levels, there's an event, a physical reward item, program credit, troop money, or they can choose to make a donation to the San Diego Zoo. So if they do choose troop money, they will be used as any other troop money is used. At a few reward levels, Girl Scouts may choose between a physical item or a donation to the San Diego Zoo. At any event level, so that 550 for the Hurricane Harbor event, for example, if a Girl Scout does choose to attend that event and the event ends up being canceled for any reason, they will automatically receive the reward item. There's no additional option for them to choose any of the other choices. It automatically defaults to the physical item. So if you know that your Girl Scout would not be happy with that reward item, you might want to have them choose one of the other options just in case the event does get canceled. It's not anticipated to, but if they're the kind that would get upset about that, then have them make another choice. And then a reward that is unique to our troop, we call it the Meal and a Movie reward, otherwise known as Girl Scout Night Out. This reward will include dinner at Cheesecake Factory, followed by a family-friendly movie. It's most likely going to be the Disney animated feature Hopper because it comes out a little bit before the time that we're planning on doing this event. We're planning for Friday, March 20th. This is tentative, but it's very lightly tentative, if that makes sense. It's most likely going to be this day unless something major happens, but this is the day that we're planning on. So in order to earn this reward, Girl Scouts must sell at least 225 packages of cookies. They must earn 3 reward charms, which is the SIO Ferret charm, the Cookies for the Community charm, and the email charm. So they must do those things. So again, sell 225 packages of cookies and earn the SIO Ferret charm, the Cookies for Community charm, and the email charm. And then again, to earn that SIO Ferret charm, they need to help with cookie pickup and or unloading, and or participate in Cookie Palooza, and or help with reorganization of cookies at my house as necessary. Cookies for Community charm, they need to sell at least 12 packages, Cookies for the Community, and for the email charm, they need to create their avatar and send at least 18 valid emails through Digital Cookie. All right, moving on to selling cookies. So first up, we have our Cookie Palooza. So this is an event that our troop does to start off the Girl Scout Cookie Program every year. Girl Scouts will meet at my house on that first official day of the cookie program, which is Sunday, February 1st. We'll do a cookie stand in my front yard and a walkabout around the neighborhood. This gives newer Girl Scouts the opportunity to get hands-on practice while learning from more experienced cookie sellers. After selling for about an hour or so, we'll have a celebration with food and fun. We'll raffle off a few prizes. Girl Scouts can earn raffle tickets by assisting and having family members assist with cookie loading and unloading on Saturday and or Sunday, or by attending Cookie Palooza. Girl Scouts will receive 1 raffle ticket for every time they help and every time a family member or a friend helps as well. And then again for attending Cookie Palooza. So our council utilizes a modified direct sale format for Girl Scout cookies, which means that our troop has already placed our initial cookie order. I actually placed it last week sometime, I believe. So our Girl Scouts will have cookies in hand to start selling on Sunday, February 1st. Girl Scouts can use Digital Cookie to begin taking orders online starting January 6th, which is the day that this meeting is being recorded. Girl Scouts may also text, call, or email customers directly to take orders if their customers prefer not to pay online, or they can take in-person orders. They can go door to door with their order card or make telephone calls or however they want to do it. All of that starting January 6th. Girl Scouts may also notify their family and friends of the program start date in advance to prepare them for purchasing cookies. Now, starting Sunday, February 1st, Girl Scouts may sell cookies in person or online while observing all health and safety guidelines. Girl Scouts may sell cookies via email, social media, and Digital Cookie to people that they personally know, and through social media such as Facebook and Instagram posts. No Craigslist, no Amazon sales, no posts in Facebook Marketplace, no accepting payments online except through Digital Cookie. Residential walkabouts, which are otherwise known as door to door sales, are permitted in residential neighborhoods within Girl Scouts of Greater Los Angeles borders only, which is basically all of LA County. Walkabouts are never permitted in commercial areas, so there's no walking through shopping centers or malls, no parking lots or other businesses with cookies attempting to make sales. This does include schools, elementary schools, high schools, and colleges. All of those count as commercial. It includes convention centers, sports arenas, and, like I already said, all parking lots. Parks are considered residential, but make sure that walking through a park with a wagon is okay with your city ordinances. And again, that would be a walkabout. So you can't set up a stand inside the park. You would have to just be walking around with the wagon making sales. Girl Scouts may set up a lemonade type cookie stand at a property where they or someone they know resides within Greater Los Angeles borders. So again, basically LA County. So you may not set up a stand on the corner, at the end of the block, or in a common space of an apartment or condo complex. It has to be on private property where they live or someone they know lives. They may not set up a stand outside of our council borders. So nobody's houses in Ventura or Orange or San Bernardino or San Diego County. Girl Scouts may telephone and text friends and family and former customers to make sales. They can ask their sports coaches, teachers, neighbors, and more. If your workplace permits it, they may sell cookies to the employees only, never to the customers. If Girl Scouts are not permitted on site to sell cookies to your coworkers, they must write a message to the employees for you to post to encourage them to purchase cookies, or they can send an email directly to the employees with their Digital Cookie link. And then you would be responsible for completing the transaction. For example, for me, because I work at Disney, they won't let any Girl Scouts backstage on site to sell to cast members. So in past years, I've had the troop write a letter and I've posted it in our office and hung the order form there for people to take orders. Now I'll usually just share the digital cookie link for our troop on our cast member Facebook page. Sometimes I'll bring cookies to work and cast members will buy from me. So, but the message is coming from the Girl Scouts to buy, and I'm just the one that is finalizing the transaction. Safety is always our number one priority in Girl Scouts. So everyone should follow all documented safety rules that are found in the Greater Cookie Family Guide, which you should receive in the mail like soon. If you haven't gotten it yet, it should definitely come soon because it usually goes out the end of December or beginning of January. Also, in safety activity checkpoints and volunteer essentials, these are our council safety documents and they can be found on our troop website. So follow all rules found in there. Money should be collected when product is delivered, except if the cookies were ordered through digital cookie, obviously, then they're paid for at the time of order. But if you're taking in-person orders, collect the money when you deliver the cookies. Make sure you have a plan for keeping money safe. Do not carry large amounts of cash when Girl Scouts are selling, and turn in all money to the troop as frequently as possible. Money should be turned in regularly and as frequently as possible. Be cautious of using the internet. Money cannot be collected online except through digital cookie. We will not be accepting credit cards except through digital cookie. Girl Scouts can use digital cookie and can post on social media sites and send emails to people that they know. No matter what age a Girl Scout is, adult supervision is required at all times when delivering or selling cookies. Adults supervising Girl Scouts should be off of their phones and monitoring the situation for safety. Girl Scouts received a cookie order card at our troop meetings on either Sunday, December 7th or the 14th. If your Girl Scout was not at either of those meetings, they can get one from any troop meeting coming up when they pick up cookies, or you can reach out to me if you want me to leave one on my porch for you to swing by and pick up. But keep in mind that you may not start taking any orders until January 6th. They can use this order card to track customer orders received through email, phone, or in person starting January 6th, to track contact information for callbacks and future sales, or just to keep track of the cookies that they have picked up so far. It's really whatever they want to use the order card for. It has the cookie types, the pricing, nutrition information. The rewards are displayed so they can look at them to see what they can earn. They only give us one card per Girl Scout, so if anyone needs additional cards, and you're going to need to wait until later on. So if you think you're going to need more room on your order card, you can make a copy of it before you start using it. You might also want to take a picture of it every once in a while to kind of keep track in case it ends up getting lost or damaged. So when it is time to set up your Girl Scouts digital cookie site, you should receive an email from Digital Cookie with the link, or you can go straight to www.gsdigitalcookie.com/gsgla. If your Girl Scout previously used the site for fall product program or previous year's cookie programs, you can sign in using the same information. Otherwise, you will need to register and sign up for the first time. The site will walk you through all the necessary steps. It's very straightforward. But if you do need more instruction with setting up and using your digital cookie site, there is an instructional video available. You can find the link to the video on the Cookies Plus page of our troop website. Now, one thing that I do encourage every Girl Scout to do is to upload a video of themselves making their cookie pitch. If they upload that to the site, especially asking for cookies for the community donations, Little Brownie Bakers has said that Girl Scouts who do upload videos sell twice as much product online as those who do not. Just remember that Girl Scouts should not give out any personal information in their videos, such as their last name, their phone number, their email address, their address, or anything like that. Girl Scouts can use Digital Cookie to send emails to family and friends and other customers who would like to purchase cookies with a credit card for shipment directly to them. Shipping charges do apply and they are pretty expensive. Or customers can also select Girl Scout delivery. These sales can also include cookies for the community sales, and Digital Cookie did go live today, January 6th, so it is open and available for use. Now, the link to a Girl Scout storefront may also be shared on social media, but again, not on sales pages. So you can post it on a public Facebook page, post it on your page, post it on a community page if the owners of that page allow. But if it's not Facebook Marketplace, not Craigslist, not OfferUp, things like that. Using Digital Cookie for Girl Scout delivery sales is a great way to reduce handling money. You don't have to worry about keeping the money safe, things like that. And it makes it a little bit more contact free for Girl Scouts and their customers. Parents are responsible for tracking all orders and deliveries. Keep in mind that the same customer may order more than once, so pay attention to that. We're going to have a troop link that I will be able to post onto my social media that will allow customers to buy. And then if we get in-person orders from that, I'll reach out to the troop to see who wants to be responsible for delivering them. And then whoever delivers them will get credit for that sale. We will also be using the troop digital cookie page to accept credit card payments at our booth sales. Through that, take a customer payment on digital cookie. So some online marketing guidelines. Again, you can post on social media where the troop is boothing. You can put your cookie link. You can ask people to share your link. You may not post on resale sites. Do not post where an individual Girl Scout is boothing at a residence. Do not post any personal information, last name, address, school, anything like that. Do not direct message people that they do not know personally. So don't be talking to people online if you do not personally know them in real life. Do not share links with any media outlets, and you cannot pay for any ads. Cookies should be available throughout the cookie program. However, there may be limited cookie stock of certain varieties at times as we get later on in the cookie program. So most of our troops cookies are stored at my house in Lakewood. So most cookie pickup will be from there. The schedule for the first week has been set, but additional days and times will be added throughout the cookie program. You will need to sign up for a pickup time in advance. It is important that you submit a cookie order through the Google form as much in advance as possible because that's how I'm going to make sure that I have what people need to pick up on hand so that people can get their cookies when they come for their pickup appointment. If you don't submit your order enough in advance, then I'm not able to place that order enough in advance to pick up those cookies in order to have them available for you. So again, this won't necessarily always be an issue because we do try to keep extra stock on hand. But as we get towards the end, because we don't want to get stuck with extra stuff, it's going to get to the point where we're only picking up exactly what we need to fill orders. So I won't pick up something unless I know somebody needs it. So the sooner you get your order to me, the more likelihood of me having it available when you want to pick it up. If you do happen to make an appointment and place an order and that those cookies are not going to be available at that appointment time, I will reach out and let you know, hopefully with enough notice so that you can plan accordingly for that. Now, cookies pickups will take place outside while the cookies are located in the U-Haul. Now, once they're in the house, pickups will take place inside, obviously. So in order to allow for as many pickup appointments as possible, if you do happen to, sometimes the appointment, you might come and there might still be somebody there. So if that happens, you can feel free to start pulling your order and stacking it up somewhere. Just make sure to keep it out of the way. So that way, when I'm finished with the first person, we can just double count it, do the receipt, and you could be on your way. So you don't need to feel that you need to wait for the previous person to be done. As long as there's somewhere that you can start stacking your cookies that is out of the way, feel free to do that. Make sure that you arrive on time for appointments, and if you will be late, please let me know. Whenever cookies are picked up, the count should be double checked, and a receipt must always be signed. Make sure you double check the cookie count before you sign your receipt. You're responsible for all products signed for, so it's important to make sure that count is accurate. You should always plan on turning in money before or when you are picking up any additional cookies. We will talk more about the process for turning in money in just a few minutes. Additional cookies cannot be picked up if you are not regularly turning in money. Money should be turned in as frequently as possible. Now, we do want families to feel comfortable taking cookies to sell without worrying about getting stuck with these cookies. We don't want you to have to feel like you need to pay for them. So you may return or exchange cookies within specific parameters. Please pay attention to dates and the specific rules of what can be returned and exchanged. Remember that no more than a total of 3 packages of Toffee-Tastics may be returned and or exchanged at any time. So we recommend taking a limited number of extra Toffee-Tastics because they do cost $1 more and they are gluten free. They are not a big seller. So please do not take a bunch of extras because you will not be able to return them or exchange them if they do not sell. Now, on or before February 23rd, which is our first date, Girl Scouts may exchange cookies on an unlimited basis with the exception of Toffee Tastics. So you can take the cookies you have, turn them in, and pick something else up if you're trying to get a different variety. Again, with the exception of Toffee Tastics, you may return or exchange no more than 3. Also, on or before February 23rd, Girl Scouts may return up to 6 mixed cases, 72 packages total, of cookies with no more than 12 packages of any one variety and no more than 3 packages of Toffee Tastics. So if you've got 10 Thin Mints and 7 Tagalongs and 4 Do-Si-Dos and 3 Adventurefuls and 11 Explore Mores, whatever the case is, up to 72 packages total, you may return. No questions asked. They do need to be in sellable condition. We do need to still be able to sell those cookies. Again, no more than 3 total Toffee Tastics. And that date again is Monday, February 23rd. Now, after Monday, February 23rd, you have one additional week that if you do happen to have any factory sealed cases of cookies, not including Toffee Tastics, you can exchange that factory sealed case for a different variety. So if you still have a sealed case of Thin Mints and you don't really have a lot of cookies left, but you randomly have one sealed case of Thin Mints, you can turn in those Thin Mints and break it up into different varieties. So maybe take 2 Thin Mints and 1 Samoa and 2 Tagalongs to get a better variety to sell. But it has to be factory sealed because in order for me to exchange it for something else at the cookie cupboard, it has to be factory sealed. Keep in mind that 80% of product will move within the first 2 weeks. So your Girl Scout sales will drastically start to slow down after February 9th. Basically, once we start the booth sales and we're selling in front of stores, that's when your direct sales are going to drastically slow. So if we get to the point that we have finished the first weekend of boothing and you still have more than half of your inventory left, it is highly recommended that you start to return product. Money for half of what you picked up is due by that Monday, February 23rd. And if you are not able to pay for half of what you picked up, then you definitely need to start returning cookies. There's a certain point where you may be ambitious and you want to still keep selling them, but we need to guarantee that those cookies are paid for. So if you either need to pay for half or you need to start returning, we don't want you to get stuck for stuff and with stuff, and then at the end of the road, you don't have the money to pay for that because that ends up hurting the troop. Now, anything that is still in your possession after 8 p.m. on March 1st, which is 1 week before the cookie program ends, it'll be your responsibility to pay for. So there's no returning late cookies after that. There's no exchanges after that. Whatever you have, your Girl Scout needs to sell, your family needs to pay for. Now, please be considerate of the fact that our troop, we cannot return cookies. Whatever we take, we need to sell, or we need to find another troop to take them, which I had to do a lot of last year. So anything that you return, we will either need to sell or purchase. So do not wait until the deadline to return cookies. If you notice that they're not moving, return them sooner rather than later. If you got really ambitious and took a bunch and you're not doing as well as you thought you were going to do, start returning that stuff sooner. Our troop is constantly picking up more cookies, so if you return leftover cases early, then that's going to prevent us from picking up stuff that we don't need because we could sell the stuff that you return instead of picking up more. That way we don't get stuck with stuff. Now, damaged cookies may be exchanged at any time. Keep in mind that melted cookies do not count as damaged. You are responsible for the integrity of the cookies in your care. So you leave them in the car and they melt, that is on you. They come out of the case and they are weirdly smashed. Packaging is sticking out of the box. You can tell that there's nothing inside the box. It sometimes happens. That's all considered damaged. They can be exchanged at any time. If you do have more than one Girl Scout selling in the troop, there are a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, at booth sales, there are always required to be two adults present with Girl Scouts, unless both of them are in high school. So if your Girl Scouts want to booth together, you either need to have your own second adult or they need to sign up to sell as one person, which means they're only going to get half credit. So basically, your 2 kids would sell as one person, and then there would be another Girl Scout there with their parent. That way, we still have the 2 adults there. But keep in mind, if they do that, they will get half credit. They're only getting credit for selling as a half a person. You could also choose to sign them to work sign them up to work at our troop cookie stand in my front yard because that does only require one adult from each family. So two sisters could sell with just one parent. Secondly, all cookie pickups will be as family transactions. Pickups will not be tracked by individual Girl Scout. The family will let me know at the end of the cookie program how they want cookie sales to be distributed. So basically, I'll text you a total and say, this is what your two Girl Scouts sold all together, and how do you want me to divide it? And I will divide it however you want it, however you want it to be divided. Keep in mind that anything online, so anything shipped, any cookies for community online, those sales cannot be changed. So they will have to stick with whichever specific Girl Scouts sold them. But any girl delivered online that is not cookies for community, that can be moved around because the transaction is not actually in the system until the cookies are picked up from me. So that can be moved around. Our council offers contests every year. I don't believe the information is on our website yet, but check out the website for that info when it is available. It's on the cookies page of our council website. Okay, boothing. This is selling in commercial areas. So our troop sold almost 4,000 packages at booth sales last year. That was an average of 10 and a half packages per Girl Scout per hour worked. Booths are one way that our troop boosts our cookie sales. Girl Scouts are not, I repeat, they are not required to participate in cookie booths, but this is just another way for them to achieve those high cookie goals. If you sign your Girl Scout up for a booth, you or another adult designated by you will need to be there to supervise them. This is not a drop off activity. They need to be supervised by an adult that they provide. There is always a minimum of two adults required at all booth sales unless every Girl Scout present is in high school. If all Girl Scout present are in high school and everyone involved agrees, then there only needs to be one adult per door. But again, every Girl Scout needs to be in high school and all of the adults need to agree that it's okay. There should always be two Girl Scouts at each door. If there are more than two, they tend to play around too much instead of focusing on selling. Now, keep in mind that boothing is a privilege that can be taken away from us by the host site or our council if Girl Scouts are not behaving appropriately. Girl Scouts and adults should always respect each other and the host business. Girl Scouts should uphold the Girl Scout promise and law at all times. Customers should be approached on the way out of the store, so we are not taking business away from the store that is hosting us. Girl Scouts should always smile and say thank you, even if somebody does not purchase any cookies. When selling in front of stores, you are the face of Girl Scouts, so Girl Scouts should always be in their full official uniforms. If any conflicts or problems arise, try to settle it away from Girl Scouts and customers and be respectful and considerate at all times. Contact me if any assistance is needed at any time. If you are the first shift selling for our troop, make sure to have your Girl Scout go inside the store and let them know, hey, we're here to sell. Where would you like us to set up? That kind of thing. If you're the last shift selling for our troop, once we clean up, have your Girl Scout go inside, thank them for letting us sell. Adults should take all trash when their shift is over. We do not want to be filling up besides trash cans with our trash. Break down empty cookie cases as necessary, making sure to always leave at least one case for every variety of cookie for packing up. So you sell out, and you open up a case to put more, and the case is now empty. Don't immediately break it down. Make sure you have at least one empty case to use to pack up at the end. And I'm not talking about one case total. I'm talking about one case of every variety because we only pack up cookies by variety because it makes them easier to count. I will take all of the empty cases at the end, so you don't have to worry about what you're going to do with those. I pick them up whenever I pick up the stuff at the end of the booth. Remember, all booth sales must be set up through the troop. No parent or Girl Scout may set up their own booth sale in front of any business without going through the troop. Again, walking through convention centers, parking lots, shopping malls, down at Santa Monica Pier, any place like that that is considered commercial selling. Those are booth sales. That is not permitted. That stuff needs to be set up through our council. If you are the last shift at a location for our troop, start packing up 5 minutes early because we want to be ready to move out so that the next troop can move in and start on time. All boothing is broken down into 1 hour shifts. Parents should use discretion when signing their Girl Scout up for shifts. Do not sign your Girl Scout up for more than they can handle. Daisies and brownies may not sell after 6 p.m. on any day of the week. Daisies may sell no more than 1 hour at a time. with at least a 2 hour break before working an additional shift. Brownies may sell up to 2 hours at a time with at least a 2 hour break before working an additional shift. Juniors may sell up to 2 hours at a time with at least a 1 hour break before working an additional shift. Cadet seniors and ambassadors may sell for as long and frequently as they would like, but keep in mind that there is no eating permitted at booth sales, so they should definitely plan accordingly. Girl Scouts must wear their full official uniform. Adults must wear appropriate Girl Scout attire, including no sleeveless shirts and no open toe shoes. Whatever types of booths your Girl Scout would like to try to do, they must be approved in advance. I'm not going to say this. I can't say this enough. Everything needs to be approved in advance. It is not okay to just set up and sell somewhere. That does not mean just getting approval from the store. It has to go through our council. The Girl Scouts are not permitted to set up on the spot without prior approval from the Girl Scout organization. It's either going to be from our service unit or our council. Now contact me for that paperwork and all that information. This does include selling cookies out of a wagon or the back of your car in a parking lot, which is never permitted. Again, that is never permitted. Girl Scouts will receive credit for booth sales on an hourly average based on what is sold through the entire program, so there is no downside to selling at a slower location. Our troop has the ability to accept Venmo and Zelle, as well as credit cards at booth sales. Credit cards are through Digital Cookie. Venmo and Zelle go straight into our troop accounts. The troop accounts must be used. Parents may not accept Venmo or Zelle payments into their personal accounts. They may not accept Digital Cookie payments into their Girl Scouts account at a booth sale. There will be printed instructions for accepting Venmo, Zelle, and credit cards with all the boothing supplies. Now, Girl Scouts and adults should be prepared with a full reusable water bottle at all booth sales. There is no eating permitted. There is no non-tag-along cookie, no non-cookie tag-alongs permitted. Basically, what that means that the only people present is the registered Girl Scout who is selling and one adult to supervise them. So make sure that you have a reliable sitter for any other children. You are required to supervise your Girl Scout while they are selling, and you cannot do so adequately if you are supervising other children as well. Plus, they tend to cause a distraction for the customers, and sometimes there's limited space, so we don't really want extra people hanging around. Adults should avoid using cell phones unless it is an emergency or they're using it to take a payment. Adults may bring a chair if they wish to sit, but Girl Scouts are expected to stand and actively sell cookies for their entire shift. So again, please use discretion when signing your Girl Scout up for booth sales. If you don't think they can stand for an hour and sell, then don't sign them up. It is not required that they do booth sales. Now, all signups for booth sales shifts will be online through signup.com. Additional booths may be added throughout the sale, so keep checking back to see if your Girl Scout is able to fill any available shifts. If you have signed up for a shift and need to cancel, make sure to let me know as soon as possible. Even if you remove your Girl Scout from the shift on signup.com, you still need to let me know because I need to be able to fill that shift. There is a full list of our boothing guidelines, and that link is included in the description on the sign up page for every booth sale. So you can click on that link and see what the full guidelines are. Special booths are unique one time and one day opportunities, usually at a small business, at somebody's school, a place of worship, things like that. These are not at large retail chains, so not grocery stores or coffee shops, things like that that are mainstream. This is a small business. They may be a drive-through booth. They do require a prior approval. So reach out for that paperwork if you know of a location for a special booth. Keep in mind that all boothing guidelines must still be followed, which does include the Girl Scout to adult ratios. So this is a troop activity still. All boothing is a troop activity. The only time a Girl Scout can sell by herself is in residential areas. So doing a cookie stand in somebody's yard, a family member or a friend, or their own yard, or doing a walkabout. Otherwise, there always needs to be 2 Girl Scouts present. Now, we are planning to do our troop cookie stand only the first 2 days of the sale. Since boothing starts earlier into the program this year, we're not going to have as many days for this because, less than a week after we have cookies, we're going to start selling in front of the booths. We may end up adding in a day, the last day of the cookie program, depending on what kind of booth sales we get booked for that day. Girl Scouts may sell just themselves with their supervising adult, or 2 Girl Scouts may sell with their supervising adults. Girl Scouts may also wish to stand on the corner of Palo Verde and Harvey, one block over, to kind of attract customers to the stand. It's not it's not like a super hopping location, but we do okay. It gives Girl Scouts, especially if it's their first time, an opportunity to get some hands-on practice. I will provide the cookies, the table, the tablecloth, and the change, just like any other troop booth. The Girl Scouts and adults should bring their own chairs if they wish to sit. Girl Scouts are allowed to sit at the cookie stand in my front yard. So, unlike in front of the stores, they can sit when they're at my house. Cells will be divided and credited just like our regular troop booths on an hourly basis. Girl Scouts will still be required to wear their full official uniform. Shift signups will be part of our regular booth signups. Now, if a Girl Scout does a cookie stand in their own front yard on their own, then they need to provide their own table, tablecloth, cookies, change, all that stuff. So, when selling at booth sales, Girl Scouts should know how to approach customers with their cookie pitch. We practice at meetings, but additional practice at home will never hurt. Girl Scouts should be familiar with the cookies offered and the price of each. Proper behavior should be enforced at all times. Singing cookie dances are okay. In fact, customers generally love it as long as the customers are not being annoyed or inconvenient. So don't block walkways, don't block entrances, exits, things like that. Girl Scouts should encourage customers to donate to the Cookies for the Community program. Girl Scouts should tell their customers what our troops plan to do with the cookie money. Adults should be familiar with all safety requirements and boothing guidelines. Remember, adults may encourage and assist with selling, but they are not the ones selling the cookies. That is the Girl Scouts' job. Make sure to keep money safe at all times. Girl Scouts should be encouraged to add up customer totals, determine change, and count change back to the customers, but adults should be holding and monitoring the money at all times unless the Girl Scouts selling are in high school. Now, if your Girl Scout has committed to a booth, they need to arrive on time, be in their full official uniform, make sure that your Girl Scout and her supervising adult are prepared to stay and work the entire shift, work with your Girl Scout to practice selling strategies and how to improve their cookie pitch each time. Encourage Girl Scouts to upsell and advertise cookies are $6 each or 5 for $30, with the exception of Toffee Tastics. Oftentimes, the customer might decide to go ahead and spend that $30. All right, financial stuff. So cash, of course, is always accepted. So cash is accepted. Parents are permitted to deposit cookie money into their personal account and then send the money to the troop through a personal check, PayPal, Venmo, or Zelle in order to lessen money handling. However, customers may not pay for their cookies using Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, or any other payment platforms with the exception of Digital Cookie. So when Girl Scouts themselves are selling cookies, not at a troop booth, but just on their own with their parent, they can accept cash, check, or a credit card using the Take a Customer Payment feature in Digital Cookie. They may not accept Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle. When they are selling at a troop booth, they can accept cash, check, Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, and credit card payments through Digital Cookie. The difference is when they're at a booth, the payment is going directly into the troop account. We're using the troop's information. You're not using the troop's information when you're out selling on your own. It'd be too much of a nightmare to track that if everybody was collecting personal payments into the troop accounts. So with the troop sales at the booths, Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle okay. But for Girl Scouts directly selling, cash, check, or credit card payments through Digital Cookie only. Girl Scouts should not, Girl Scouts should collect money when they're delivering cookies unless that order was placed through Digital Cookie. Our troop does accept checks. If you will be turning a check into the troop, please make sure that it's made out to Girl Scouts of Greater LA Troop, whichever troop your Girl Scout is in, 3433 or 113. It's important to know which troop your Girl Scout is in so the check goes to the correct troop. Write your Girl Scout's name in the memo field so that if the check bounces, we know, hey, this check came from so and so we know who to reach out to, so that then you can contact the customer to get that check reimbursed. Keep money safe at all times. We've had instances in the past where cookie money has been stolen out of a family's home, but unfortunately, even if that does happen, you are still responsible for paying for any cookies for which your Girl Scout has responsibility. So Girl Scouts should turn in money as soon as it's collected. Parents should not hold on to large amounts of money. At least 50% of money owed is due by Monday, February 23rd, and all final money due is due no later than Wednesday, March 11th. Pay attention to those money due dates. So turn in money as frequently as you can, no later than Wednesday, March 11th. Every time you're picking up cookies, you should be turning in money. Even if you're not picking up cookies. You should still be turning in money frequently. Now, families who have never sold with our troop before may only have around 7 cases, which is about $500 worth of unpaid cookies. Families who have, again, that's unpaid. So if they've already been paid for on Digital Cookie, that doesn't count. Families who have participated in the cookie program with us before may have up to 15 cases, which is about $1,000. Please plan accordingly. If you need to pick up additional cookies, you need to be turning in money as well. Again, even if you are not picking up cookies, you need to be turning in money. Encourage your Girl Scouts to help count and keep track of cookie money, but ultimately, it is the parents' responsibility to turn in all cookie money. You must always sign a receipt when picking up cookies or turning in money. Keep accurate records of what you owe and what you have turned in, as well as what cookies you have received. Obviously, I keep records, but you keep your own records. So if there's a discrepancy, we can figure out where that error is to fix that error. Girl Scouts will not receive cookie program rewards if their cookie money is not turned in on time. Any money collection issues will be turned over to our council on Thursday, March 12th. In order to avoid receiving counterfeit bills, Girl Scouts and parents are encouraged to accept only small bills. Be familiar with how to verify if a bill is real and check any bills you receive. I will check bills that you turn into me when you turn them in. If they are deemed counterfeit, it will be your responsibility to cover the value of that bill. It is not fair to cause the troop to lose that money because somebody accepted a fake bill. Pay attention at booth sales when accepting 20s, and please avoid accepting bills any larger than that. All right, wrapping up. Now, there are 5 steps to ensuring your Girl Scout has a successful cookie season this year. We've worked together to set a group goal of how many cookie packages we'd like to sell. This is based on, what we need to do, paying for badges, all that, and how much money we need to earn. That is our group goal. So we have decided what we want to do with the money. Each Girl Scout should set their own personal goal if they haven't already. Their personal goal could be based on a desire to sell more cookies than they sold last year, a particular reward they would like to earn, our troop product program reward policy, or whatever. It really doesn't matter. They're setting that goal. It just gives them something to work for. Now, as a supportive adult, it's your job to learn what you can about the cookie program and support your Girl Scout in whatever way safely possible. Help your Girl Scout set up their digital cookie site. Encourage them to call and text family and friends. Set up a virtual meeting with your coworkers to ask them to buy. Whatever. Be available to take them to booth sales. Just support them in whatever way that you can. It's also important that all Girl Scouts and their families in our troop help and support each other. Be open to encouraging newer Girl Scouts in their sales and answer questions if parents have them. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So if we all work together as a team, we can do so much more. So even though our friends and family are a great place to start, Girl Scouts who reach beyond that have the potential to go so much further. Have your Girl Scouts ask your coworkers, sports teams, neighbors, teachers, and more. Have your Girl Scout keep an accurate count of the packages that they've sold. At the beginning of every meeting during the cookie season, which we don't have many this year, but we always ask, hey, who wants to share how many cookies they've sold? So keep an accurate count. Celebrate those small and big successes along the way to encourage them to keep going. To find cookie information and resources, including good selling tips, tips for virtual sales, cookie information, images, and fun activities, you can visit our council website, the Little Brownie Baker website, that's our cookie baker, or our troop website cookies page. Also, make sure you check out all the information in the Cookie Family Guide. That, again, everybody should receive it sometime in January if you have not received it yet. Cookie themed merchandise is available for purchase at our local Girl Scout shop. Our troop does have cookie tablecloths, a few money aprons, although they are not cookie themed, and signs that you may borrow on a first come, first served basis if you do not wish to purchase your own. Cookie rewards are expected to be available for distribution sometime in August or September. They will need to be picked up promptly. Any cookie rewards that are not picked up within 2 weeks of their availability will be donated to our troop's Girl Scout Buck store. There may therefore be some extra cookie rewards available to purchase in the Girl Scout Buck store. If your Girl Scout is interested in a reward that they did not quite earn, they may be able to use their Girl Scout Bucks to purchase it. Don't forget that you still need to take the 2026 Girl Scout Cookie Program Family Quiz if you have not already. That is the link there. I've also posted the link several times on Band, and I will do so again. I will be reaching out to those directly who have not taken the quiz probably within the next week or two to make sure that everybody does that. This is just so I can make sure that people understand the rules and the dates. And please, if you do get a lower score on that quiz, you can go back and review what the correct answer was. So please make sure that you know the accurate information so that way we are all following the rules. Okay, so again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for viewing this recording. I'm going to do a tour of our cookie website and a few of the links that will be used during the cookie program. So you can keep viewing if you want to see that information. Okay, so the first place I'm going to start is our troop website. So we're going to go to girlscoutpolarbears.org. This is our troop website. I have my browser screen really small to fit inside this video screen, so we can't see a lot here. But here across the top, we're going to go to the Cookies Plus page. If we click the arrow next to that, it's going to take us to a couple of different options. So here we have key dates for the 2026 cookie program. Nothing's lining up good because I have my screen set too small, but depending on your screen size, it should show up a little bit clearer than that. And if we just go to the Cookies Plus main page, we have lots of resources on here. So here's a bunch of links related to things for the cookie program, some additional resources. There's the 5 skills for Girl Scouts thing I was talking about. This is the quiz that you need to take. This is a link to Access Digital Cookie. These are the Cookie Entrepreneur Family pins I mentioned. Looks like this page needs some fixing. There's some extra buttons here. Our cookie goals for this year. So overall is to sell 32,000 packages. Troop 3433 specifically 20,000, 113 12,000. Cookies for Community 1,555. Fun and learning activity goals. Long Beach Aquarium and boat ride for Daisies. Disneyland day trip for Brownies and Juniors. And then the 2026 Girl Scout Convention in Washington, D.C. for our older Girl Scouts. Now, Girl Scouts can always do the trip down if they don't like the trip for their level. For example, any older Girl Scouts who do not wish to attend our 2026 Girl Scout Convention or are not available to attend, they're welcome to do the Disneyland day trip with Brownies and Juniors instead, or the Long Beach Aquarium and boat ride with our Daisies. And then the Brownies and Juniors who do not wish to do the Disneyland day trip, or if they're not available the day that we choose, they can do the Long Beach Aquarium and boat ride with our Daisies. So I know it says it's a daisy trip, but there will be Girl Scouts there who are not daisies. So it's not like there's going to be one or two older Girl Scouts that are just hanging out with the daisies. That trip always has a variety of age levels that attend it. And then our service goals for the cookie program, we are focusing on those cookies for the community sales. Some cookie videos. These are just some cute, fun videos that I found over the years. This is one that our troop made in 2022. There's one from 2025 and 2024, 2022 again. I think this one was from 2020. I have not uploaded our video from 2026 yet. I will get that uploaded hopefully soon. And then our top cookie sellers from the last few years. Last year I actually posted 2 only because this individual person sold almost as many as this family, so I decided to give them both credit. And then the few years before that, some cookies for the community information. These are some sales numbers. I have not updated this yet for 2025. So this information is accurate up through 2024. And again, some sales numbers. This is our PGA sales through the years, and then this is our overall sales. Now, if you see this drop down between 2023 and 2024, it's because we had a bunch of Girl Scouts move away, decide not to continue, graduate, that kind of stuff. So we had way less Girl Scout selling. It wasn't that we necessarily sold less, it was just that we had less Girl Scouts participating. And again, that hasn't been updated to include last year's numbers. So that's updated through 2024 sales. Now back up to the top here, a couple of important links. So this is where you go to reserve a cookie pickup time. This is going to take you to the sign up page. So you basically pick the date that you want. It lists them all out individually, but you can select by date, and then it'll give you all the available appointments for that date. And then you just sign up for the one that you want. To place a cookie, this is not live yet because I don't want people placing orders until they need to, which isn't until after the first week of the program, or actually after the first few days. But this is the link that you will follow to fill out a cookie request. When you fill out this request, make sure you are only putting package numbers, not cases, not any words, the number of packages. So if you happen to want 3 cases of Thin Mints, then you would put 36 because it's going to auto calculate for me, and it just makes it easier if everything's in numbers of packages. To sign up for boost sales, it's this signup.com as well. Different sign up sheet, so you find the date and then click the available spots. As of right now, the only boost sales that are in here is our Troop Cookie Sand, because we have not signed up for boost sales yet. That happens starting, actually, I think tomorrow is the first day that I get to pick some boost sales. Troop Cookie Exchange. So if you happen to have extra cookies that you're trying to get rid of, or if you need cookies and maybe I don't have them on hand and you need them right away, you can use this cookie exchange. I got to tell you honestly, people don't really use this cookie exchange. It's not used a whole lot, but at the end of the program, if you do happen to be left with cookies, I will encourage people to look to use it, because I don't keep extra cookies. So if people are looking for stuff after the program is over, I will not have them. So I will encourage them to reach out to other parents that may potentially have them. And yeah, I think that is about it. So again, thank you for viewing this recording. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Oh, here is our council's cookie page. So this is where you would go to get information about those contests I was talking about. Let's see if they have anything posted yet. They do not have anything posted yet. Oh, it says to view the cookie grams and follow them on Facebook and Instagram. So I guess that's where they're going to be putting the information. All right. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and good luck in the 2026 Girl Scout Cookie Program.